what if I told you that the real reason you keep breaking, or many people break New Year's resolutions, has absolutely fucking nothing to do with willpower or discipline, and everything to do with the fact that you are approaching desire completely fucking backwards. Hello! Welcome 2026! We are starting with a little dance break because that's what we do in my world. So, welcome to the first episode of the Feminine Rebellion podcast in 2026. I would be remiss not to talk about New Year's resolutions because this is what everyone's doing right now, the beginning of every year, right? And I have some really different thoughts about New Year's resolutions. So here we fucking go. Welcome to my world. So what if I told you that the real reason you keep breaking, or many people break New Year's resolutions, has absolutely fucking nothing to do with willpower or discipline, and everything to do with the fact that you are approaching desire completely fucking backwards. I'm Natty Frasca, founder of the Feminine Rebellion, and I help women in midlife stop performing and start living with more pleasure, with more power, and with way more purpose. And today we're talking about why traditional goal setting keeps you contracted, and how to actually call in what you want for 2026 by making pleasure a priority, by making your pleasure come back first. Because here's the truth. This is the truth. You cannot willpower your way into expansion, but you can pleasure your way there. All right, let's fucking go. Okay, so every January we do the same damn thing. We make these lists, right? Lose weight, drink less, work out more, be more productive, just get our shit together, all buttoned up, right? And for a few weeks, or maybe even a month or two, we kind of like white knuckle our way through it. We force ourselves to do these things. We try harder, we do more. And then what happens, or what I see in my world with the women in my world, is that they slide back, right? We fail. And then comes this shame spiral, self-criticism, this internal voice that says, see, you can't even do this one thing. What's wrong with you? So inevitably, we try to comfort ourselves, right? We just slip back into the food patterns with wine, with scrolling, with whatever numbs this feeling of falling short. And then we beat ourselves up for that too. It's exhausting. It's a cycle of stress, creating distress, creating more frantic doing, which just deepens the fucking problem. But here's what nobody talks about. This isn't a you problem. This is actually a system problem. The entire framework of traditional goal setting is built on the idea that you're not enough as you are right fucking now. That you need to do more, to have more, so you can finally be happy. So it's do, have, be. It's the water we're all swimming in. But what if I told you that that entire approach is completely backwards? That lasting satisfaction doesn't come from the doing or the having. It comes from the being. It comes from the being. And this is why I created the comeback, because so many of us need to make our pleasure comeback before we can call in anything else. Now, when I say pleasure comeback, I'm not talking about, spa days or, planning a big vacation or adding more to your already overloaded to-do list. And I'm not even really talking about having sex, although that can be part of it. I'm talking about something that is so much more fundamental. And that is your capacity to be present, to feel alive, to actually experience your life instead of just performing it. Because here's what's happening to most of us. We're living in a culture that's actively working against our nervous system. So right now we are saturated in anger. We are saturated in grievances, in outrage. I mean, the media is just, social feeds are designed to keep us just addicted to this engagement. Our emotional systems are completely under siege. And for those of us who are in midlife, we're also dealing with profound life changes on top of everything that's happening in the outside world, right? Parents are aging, kids are leaving the nest, relationships are shifting, bodies are changing, our identities are evolving. It's a fucking lot. And many of us respond by the contracting, by going into survival mode. But by disconnecting from what we actually feel, what we actually want. And this is why so many accomplished women come to me feeling completely dead inside, despite looking really fucking successful on the outside. They've been performing fine for so damn long. They have forgotten what real aliveness feels like. Your pleasure comeback means reconnecting to your capacity to feel, and not just the good feelings, all the damn feelings, because we can't selectively numb, right? When you shut down pain, you shut down pleasure too. So there's a concept that I came across recently from Dr. Nan Wise, which is called healthy hedonism. And if you don't know Dr. Nan Wise, look her up. And I had her on the podcast recently. She's fucking amazing. But healthy hedonism reframes pleasure not as indulgent or frivolous, but as fucking essential, as regulatory, as medicine for our nervous systems. And this is what I mean when I talk about, pleasure activism. Pleasure isn't a reward. It's not a reward after you've worked hard enough or checked everything off your list, right? Pleasure is the foundation that makes a life well lived possible. And making your pleasure come back, this is the first step to calling in every single thing you desire for 2026. So if the traditional do, have, be framework keeps us contracted, what's the alternative, right? It's be, have, do. Okay, let me break this down, because this is where the magic happens. And this is exactly what we are going to practice together in the comeback. Being comes first, right? Who are you, right? What is your truth? What do you actually want when you strip away everything you think you should want? This is embodiment work. This is about getting out of your head and getting into your body. It's about, feeling your desires now, not after you lose the weight, not after you get organized, not after you make more money, not after you find the relationship, but right fucking now. Because here's what I know to be true. The universe serves expansion. When you expand into who you really are, when you stop shrinking, when you stop performing, when you stop pretending you want less than you actually want, things start moving. Not because you're like manifesting or because the universe is finally rewarding you, but because you're finally in alignment with your fucking truth. And that alignment creates natural momentum. Having follows being. When you know like who you are and what you truly desire, not the external markers, but the actual feelings you're after, you start to notice what supports that and what doesn't. You start making different choices. You start saying no to the shit that drains you and contracts you, and yes to everything that expands you. Doing then is the natural result. When you're in your truth, when you're in your integrity, when you're in congruence with the truth of who you are and having the internal experience you desire, the doing becomes effortless. You're not forcing yourself to go to the gym or eat the salad or be more productive. You're just making the choices that feel aligned because they come from the being, not from the should. This is the shift from contraction to expansion, from performing to actually being and living. This is your pleasure comeback in action. So how do we actually apply this to calling in what you want for 2026? First, let's talk about what not to do. Don't make a fucking list of goals, okay? Don't start with, I want to make X amount of money, or I want to lose X pounds, or I want to finally find a partner. Those are all external markers. Those are all outside of yourself. And external markers cannot create internal aliveness in the here and now. Instead, start here. How do you want to feel in 2026? How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel powerful? Do you want to feel alive, free, connected, desired, sovereign, creative, expansive? Get specific about the feeling states you're craving. Because here's the fucking secret. Your desires are always, always, always about feelings and not things. You don't want the promotion. You don't want, that fancy title. You want how you think that title will make you feel, right? You don't want the relationship for the person. You want how you think that relationship will make you feel. Right? It's always the way. So let's go straight to the source. What feelings are calling you? And once you know that, the next question is, how can you give yourself that feeling right fucking now? It's not when you finally achieve the thing 6 months from now. It's not when your circumstances change, but it's right now in this moment. So if you want to feel powerful, where can you claim your power today? If you want to feel desired, how can you desire yourself today? If you want to feel free, where can you make a choice that expands a sense of freedom within you right now? This is embodiment. This is being present. This is radical acceptance. Accepting what is while simultaneously choosing to feel what you want to feel right fucking now. This is what we are practicing for 6 weeks in the comeback. Because you can't do this work alone in your head with your journal and your bedside table. You need other women witnessing you. You need accountability and some permission for women who are also fucking done with the bullshit. And you need to practice calling it in with other women, with a sisterhood who are making their pleasure come back too. Now, let me give you some practical ways to start your own pleasure comeback this week, whether you join me in the comeback or not. So practice 1, be here now. This week, pick one daily activity. Maybe it's taking a shower, maybe it's eating a meal, maybe it's taking a walk outside in nature, and actually be there. Turn off your phone, turn on your senses, feel the water on your skin in the shower, slowly taste your food, notice your breath, notice your body. This isn't adding anything to your to-do list. This is removing the constant distraction and actually inhabiting your life. This is turning your pleasure back on. Okay, practice 2. Speak your damn truth. Speak your damn truth. Your truth in this moment, knowing that it might change tomorrow, right? We so often withhold our truth to protect others, right? To avoid discomfort, to maybe maintain some sense of control. But the cost is disconnection from yourself and from the people we care most about, right? So this week, practice saying just one true thing you've been withholding. Maybe it's something simple like, I don't actually want to go to the movies. Or maybe it's something bigger, like I'm feeling really overwhelmed and I need some help. Or maybe it's the biggest thing. I'm actually desiring more than what I'm currently experiencing in this relationship. You can be honest, you can be truthful, and you can be kind. And if your truth creates discomfort, and it probably will, stay present. Don't abandon yourself for the other person. This is where real, true intimacy lives. Okay, practice 3, feel all your big feelings. We have been taught to manage our emotions, right? To keep them tucked in, contained, to try to stay fine, right? But unfelt feelings don't fucking disappear. They just get stored in your body. They create disease. They create contraction. So this week, when a big feeling comes up, don't immediately try to fix it, right? Or try to change it. Allow yourself to feel it. Put your hand on your heart, breathe into it, dance into it, let it move through you. Put on a rage playlist, because this is what I know after a decade of this work. You cannot expand into pleasure, into aliveness, into turn on if you're constantly running away from the things that are painful. There are 2 sides of the same coin. So the more you can be with what is, the more capacity you have for what's possible. All right, practice 4. Ask yourself the real fucking question. Instead of, what should I do in 2026? Ask yourself this: who am I becoming in 2026? And then what would that version of me choose right now? Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, but right now. So this is the work we're diving into in the comeback. Honestly, the timing's fucking perfect. We start in 2 weeks. We start on January 14th, which means you get to begin 2026 with a container of women who are all making their pleasure comeback together. Okay, look, this work isn't about becoming more productive. It's not about achieving more or becoming some glorified, better version of yourself. It's not about, fixing all the shit that's broken or, improving all the parts of your life that feel insufficient. It's about remembering. It's about remembering who the fuck you are underneath all of the performing. This is about reclaiming your sovereignty. This is about saying, I'm done shrinking. I'm done fucking shrinking. I'm done pretending that I want less than I really want, right? I'm done living a small, contracted life and then making the choice every single day to expand instead. All right, the comeback. It's a 6-week container where we're going to practice this together, where we lean into each other, where we turn our pleasure back on, where we call in what we truly desire and give ourselves permission to stop the performing and start fucking living. All right. So, yeah, after a decade of doing this work, I know you don't need more willpower. You don't need more discipline. You don't need to try harder. You just need more truth, more pleasure, more aliveness, and to practice it with other women who are also done with the bullshit. All right. I love you madly. If you loved this episode, give us a 5-star review on Spotify. If you are watching this on YouTube, fucking awesome. We are brand new to YouTube, and share this with your friends. Share this with other women who are calling in their expansion for 2026. If you want to join the comeback, click the link below this episode. And it's 2026, baby. Let's fucking go. Love you madly. Peace out. Mwah. See you next